All right, so a couple people informed me of this conversation the other day on Earth Awakenings. I guess Witsit has come out of hiding and yeah, was answering some questions. If you feel like going back, this is the timestamp. Listen to the whole thing. It is pretty entertaining and hilarious. But I clipped this one part because I just want it reminded me of something that I heard a couple months, no, probably about a month ago. McToon and QOP, I guess, had I don't even want to call it a debate, a conversation, I guess, that was kind of embarrassing on QOP's part. I mean, not that McToon makes any good points ever and he's retarded, but like QOP clearly wasn't very prepared and hadn't done his research, so that was kind of whatever. But anyways, in that conversation, Taylor asked a really good question, and so this conversation reminded me of that one, and I put them back to back here. But um, I just want you to pay attention in this first part to the way Witsit's voice sounds. Like he clearly doesn't want to talk about this, and he changes the topic really quickly, and it's really funny.
Witsit, did you notice any temperature fluctuations between the positions of the sun? Like, for example, when it's in the south versus
Oh,
the north? Or
Just that one part. Like clearly not excited about this one. Like he probably doesn't remember his script on it, and he just tries to like breeze past it.
you know what I mean? Like when it was supposed to be
yeah.
technically setting.
It was based on. It was definitely based on its angle. And yes, it was like there were noticeable temperature fluctuations. Hey,
He says it so quickly. No, anyways,
random though, like I think I might have like slightly fractured my foot. And it hurts like super bad. Does anyone in here know? Like I like was sitting Indian style, and then my
Your
whole
foot?
leg, my foot,
wait, I'm just gonna rewind it really quick 'cause that's just too
definitely based
funny.
on its angle. And yeah, definitely based on its angle. And yes, it was like there were noticeable temperature fluctuations. Hey, random though, like I think I might have like slightly fractured my foot. And it hurts like super bad. Does anyone in here know? Like I like was sitting Indian style, and then my
Your
whole
foot?
leg, my foot, right, like my whole
Oh,
leg and foot were like completely numb, and I didn't know. So I stood up to walk real fast, and my foot completely like I just put all my pressure on it sideways, like completely sideways, like my
Taylor. Taylor's it.
He's like, is anybody in here? Can anybody in here tell me over me sounding like I'm not hurt at all, but like can anybody diagnose if I fractured my foot without an x-ray, without like being seen by anybody, looking at a picture of it, just like complete like and the whole conversation from there derailed into him talking about some guy that he knew that had hurt his foot somewhere. And I mean, like the whole conversation gets like, yeah. And this is what happens. Anytime there's a good question asked of him, he completely derails every time. But anyways, here's the conversation from a month ago that reminded me of that and made me start looking into this a little more here.
Taylor. Taylor, you're coming up. There you go.
Hey, I just had a question. Did y'all ever do like the lux meter where basically you measure the intensity of the light throughout the day? Did y'all have those measurements?
I did a couple times. I got my notebook here. Let me see if I think 2 or 3 at the most. It just wasn't high priority. Like I did it. Let me see if I can find out. I got the sun elevation there. But I didn't need the sun elevation in the end because I built that sundial which had it. You see, I got the notebook here, but I don't know what page it's on. So 11:46 a.m. So this would be on the 15th. The pressure was 918.1 hectopascals and the lux was 89.2. And at 6:34 p.m., the pressure was 919.0, so hardly any difference in hectopascals. And the lux was 94.5, so it dropped by 4 lux from 11:46 a.m. to 6:34 p.m. That's all I got. I'm sorry. It's not a whole lot of information. It wasn't one of the like experiments that we were thinking about and planning on. So
And like, why wouldn't you think about it and plan on it? This whole trip is like circled around the sun. So the sun is the most important thing. Why wouldn't you be taking as many measurements and things like that? You bring, how many people went? Like six, eight, however many freaking people went, and like they couldn't have one person doing the lux thing more often. Like, and apparently 84 lux is considered very low. Direct sunlight typically ranges from 32,000 to 100,000 lux. Full daylight, not direct sun, is around 10,000 or 25,000 lux. And 1,000, I don't think I have that screenshot here, but 1,000 lux is studio lighting. So it's even lower than what studio lighting would be. But this is what the little lux thing looks like. And I mean, I hadn't looked into this before. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some lux expert. So if I'm wrong about something, let me know in the comments. But 1 lux is equal to 1 lumen per square meter. A flux of 100 or 1,000 lumens spread uniformly over an area of 1 square meter lights up that square meter with an illuminance of 1,000 lux. However, the same 1,000 lumens. Okay, I'm not gonna keep reading it. You can read it if you want to. Anyways, and there's like a whole graph here of like what moonless overcast night sky is 0.0001. I got 20 to 50 is public areas with dark surroundings. 50 would be like a living room, office building, hallway, toilet lighting. 100 very dark overcast days. So they weren't even at 100, and so that would be a very dark overcast day. And we all saw the footage. It was super bright, so bright that Witsit was like, "I'm blinded by the light." And yeah, here it's. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but that seems like way off. Here, 32,000 to 100,000 direct sunlight. Just saying. That's
Notice how you keep
super weird. But yeah, this was part of that same conversation. I just wanted to play a little bit more because, of course, Witsit's gotta, come in and ask for more money because he's so broke and he can't get a job. And poor Witsit.
you notice how you keep interrupting me?
Oh, and he always tells people that they're interrupting him, but he's definitely the one that interrupts everybody so much.
You notice how you feel like you have to do. Like, why do you feel the need to do that if your point is so awesome, right? So, what actually happened is what I told you happened. This is why I asked you, hey man, have you ever considered like how would you feel if maybe just you were wrong about this, right? Because what actually happened was I felt terrible. I was not excited about the fact there was about to be a 24-hour sun and we had all these super lame globers that I'm like dunking on the whole time with every part of the debate at the dinners, everything. I'm just slicing them up, but the world will never know. They'll
The world will never know. Oh man. Well, they would have known if you turned on your freaking chest cam footage or, he said he was going to do chest cams. Everybody else did chest cams. Where's his chest cam footage? Like that would have gotten a ton of views and bunch of donations, I'm sure, if he was really tearing everybody up like he claims, but the world will never know.
get to pretend that they're smarter than us because I talked to all the people that worked there and they told me there was a 24-hour sun. I wasn't happy. I didn't feel good. Okay. I didn't even want to do a stream. And
I should have put the clip in here of him saying, like, I think a couple streams ago, where he was going on about health stuff and saying that if you're sick all the time, or you're sick, then you're doing bad things and you're lying and this and that. Like, and I thought he was sick after the trip. I didn't think he was sick during the trip, but now all of a sudden it seems like the story has changed and now he's sick throughout the trip. And if you're sick, why are you hitting the vape, bro? Like, oh, I just don't care about my health anymore all of a sudden because I'm stressed out that somebody paid for me to go on this trip and a bunch of other people from the community gave me a ton of money to because I was whining about needing a backpack and other shit. So please give me more money and I'm so stressed out. I'm just gonna hit a a vape 1,000 times, and first it was one vape that he found. First it was, no, I didn't vape. Then it was, oh, there's one vape in the bag that I found that was an old vape that probably was stale and tasted gross. I don't know. I've never vaped, so I don't know how, if it goes bad or what. And now it's two vapes that he had in his bag, but he couldn't manage to bring, he was so like complaining about not having room to bring enough equipment to do actual work there and actual, experiments or whatever, your observations, but, somehow managed to miss the two vapes taking up room in his bag. Like, not buying it.
Before my stream,
And actually, just sorry, on that one point too, like we also saw a picture of him smoking a cigarette too, and I had that in one of the old pictures. I was gonna go through my pictures from 6 months ago and put that in here, but like he was smoking a cigarette on the freaking trip too. So like, how are you gonna complain about like you're not being able to breathe, the air being so like whatever different there because it's Antarctica, but then you're smoking cigarettes and vapes, and you expect us to feel bad for you, like. And then also someone also reminded me of I guess in he was hitting vapes in the North Carolina or South Carolina, whatever it was, that trip that was Karen's last like hurrah or whatever that I guess got canceled. I guess he was riding around smoking vapes there too. So he's just a little lying little liar is what he is.
I actually fell asleep with the laptop in my lap and actually had typos in the title because I like couldn't even like stay awake. Then I had to wake up. Kai's like calling me, like saying, "You got to stream. Everyone wants to stream. You have to do it." I make myself go out there. That's the actual context. I'm hitting the vape because I'm just like angry and don't care at this point. I'm hitting the vape, but I'm trying to make sure that no one ever sees me hit the vape on the stream. Okay? Because
Yeah, gotta make sure no one sees you. Can't get caught up in the lies. Freaking
like
pathetic.
I haven't done many streams at all. I haven't really posted much on X, like largely because I was just tired of hearing it. It's like the reason I like flat Earth is because I like to discover new things. I like to talk about physics and new evidences and debunking the globe and like discovering what they hid and trying.
Not about physics. He's totally against physics. He won't even entertain Upward Earth, and I know most people hate on it, whatever, but it's like the most basic level of physics you could you could discuss in this realm, and he won't even go there. And like, what else did he say? He's going on about he's into flat Earth. Since when? The whole past, what, 6, 8 months, whatever, since he got back from the trip, has he done anything related to flat Earth other than asking flat earthers for money? Like, I don't think he has. He's done psyop after, you know, weird interview with like Alex Jones people, and you know, I don't know. I'm just saying he doesn't seem like he's that into it anymore. So weird.
To figure out what's going on. All this other stuff is super gay to me. I don't like talking about drama. I don't like talking about like he said, she said, or like this person's a shield. To me, all that's so gay. It like literally
Agreed.
drove me away, bro. And I'm like, dude, I'm all in. Okay, like I've shown my full name, my real identity. Like it's a wrap for me, And like I've even been trying to look into different places to get a job because, believe it or not, contrary to the Austin sold out and he's a actor and he got paid all this money, all Antarctica did was completely destroy me financially, and I can't even get jobs. And it's not because like I will crush an interview and they'll just look me up publicly.
What a lying sack of shit. I want to know which one of these jobs, like go ahead and list what jobs you're looking for. First of all, like I don't believe that he's actually had an interview in his life. He's got a record, he's got no education. He, you know, I mean, what kind of job is he even looking for? Like a job that like requires having a degree? Is he gonna just like lie like Bob and all these other people did in Flat Earth and claim that they're an engineer and then like get the job and be like, ooh, just make it till you make it, like that's totally what this guy reminds me of, is all those people that I've known throughout my life that do this kind of shit, that talk the way that he does and then turn around. And actually, I have a friend who's been a flat earther for 15 years now, and he was like at the the head construction guy, like doing high rises and stuff, like smart dude at the top of his stuff, like um had a radio show like on mainstream radio talking about conspiracy stuff, total flat earther, total, like badass dude. Like people and he still kept his mainstream jobs, his like really well paid construction job and really, like well known like radio personality or whatever. And so for him to be like, "Oh yeah, you can't get a good pay." No, that's bullshit. And but the thing is that he wouldn't be able to hack it in the construction world. At his age, probably never built anything in his life, probably doesn't even own a drill. Like I'm sure, that would be hard. But hey, he could get like, maybe not a server job or like a kitchen job because that's kind of high stress for him. But he could start out as a hostess somewhere, like totally work his way up to server, get in the kitchen maybe, like do some dishes. There are jobs out there. You can, go do DoorDash and Uber and all those jobs. They don't require, like, nobody gives a shit. No one's looking you up. Like, if he's talking about high paying jobs, he's not going to get those anyways because he's not qualified, like he's what, in his mid 30s now? Like, I don't know. I mean, not saying that you couldn't go to school now and, and like get a skill and get a trade, but like he's got to figure out first like what he wants to do other than just grifting on the internet. But, if this pays his bills and he's just going to come back here every couple months and complain to everybody and be like, well, 8 months later, still complaining, having this, even though he raised apparently 10 grand and nobody knows what that was for. Whatever, knock yourself out with it. Keep on grifting. You're just exposing yourself and making yourself look even more like shilly.
Like what I'm saying. So my point with that is that like I'm like all in with Flat Earth. There's no going back for me. Like in real life. In real life, I've been debanked from 2 banks. I've been kicked off most payment processors, off Venmo, off PayPal. Like it's
I don't believe that either.
just it's over for me. And even I was like, okay, I have to like take a break. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty bad. That's pretty.
Who laughs about that? Like, oh, my life's destroyed. I can't get a job. I can't, ha ha ha, whatever. Like, okay.
My point here is that anything that the community is doing somewhat collectively that's driving people like me away, like probably not good. Like, what do you think you're doing to the normal person? Like a person that was already kind of cautious or hesitant to discuss this, certainly publicly. Like they're going to be like, dude, I would never, even if I think there's flat, I will never publicly say it. Look what they did to Witsit. Why would I do it?
You see, and I think that's what the point of this is, right? Like, try to fool everybody into thinking that like, oh, you better not come out because look what's going to happen to you. You better not become a, vocal because, you're just going to get attacked. So, just stay in the flat earth closet or whatever. Like, I don't really understand why he even goes on about that. Like, I don't know. That's embarrassing. Like he could totally find a job, like, and most people could care less about him being a flat earther on their, you know, whatever. But, he's not going to show any proof. He's just going to keep saying he's been trying to get a job and he can't because he's so ruined and it's our fault. It's our fault that he can't get a job. It's our fault that you know, he's done so much for us guys. Anyways, you all have a good night. Bye.